Hey friends, okay, so I got this beautiful tin when we were visiting Disney World on a family vacation during their 50th anniversary. So I had to pick up this tin. It came with some really cute mints and I enjoyed the mints, but now this is like my little travel palette. So I have two like makeup sponges and that I just put on top, and then this is like a primary palette. I believe this is alizarin crimson, yellow new gamboge. This is like cobalt. This is ultramarine, and this is a dioxazine purple. These the four colors I use like all the time, so I always have them on almost every palette. But I wanted to make a summer-y, spring-ish, like landscape floral palette. So I'm going to add some new colors in and just kind of make my own palette, so then I can have it in my little bag with my little spray bottle so I can paint wherever, whenever I want. Alright, so I'm actually going to use some of this Duochrome Tropic Sunrise. It is one of my favorites, and I'm going to put this in as my iridescent, and I'm probably going to use up the whole tube, which makes me really sad, but I always tell myself that watercolor is never wasted when it's out of the tube. So I'd rather it be out of the tube than in the tube. And because I want to get every last bit of it out. And now that just gives me an excuse to go back to the art store and get some more Daniel Smith pigment. Oh, I'm so sad. There's always like ways to get more pigment out, but I think that's good. I probably overfilled it, but it'll dry a little bit and I'll probably just take a brush. There's probably a better way to do what I'm doing, but that'll work. And that'll be perfect for spring and summer. Watch me. There. That will be perfect. Okay. So this is what I mean by creating your own palette the way it works for you. I have what I would consider a split primary, my yellow, reds, and blues, and I'll put my yellow ochre here and my cadmium red here. They are from different brands. These are from Mission Watercolor, which I love. And then I have my Daniel Smith watercolor, which I love. And then the other colors, I don't necessarily care about the brands, but I want the colors in my palette. So I'm just using the Master Touch from Hobby Lobby, and we're just going to fill up these palettes, these wells. These are half pans, so I should be able to get a good amount of watercolor on them, in them. There's yellow ochre. And yeah, it used about a third of the tube, I would say. And then here's my cadmium deep red. I like reds, and I almost always have a pink in my palette because sometimes you just can't get a good pink from alizarin red. And it's going to remind me of alizarin crimson a little bit, but it just has more of a pink to it. So there must be, yeah. Okay. And now I've been in love with Prussian blue, so I don't get a dark blue with those two colors, so I'm going to use Prussian blue here. I'm excited. I've been wanting to get this palette going for about a month now, so this is great that I'm finally doing it. Alright, and now I just have my convenience colors. I got purple, I'm going to do green, and burnt sienna. So burnt sienna will be next. Here's a convenience color for burnt sienna. This is for all of my landscapes that I paint in the summer. But doesn't this just give you like summer vibes? You might not be able to see it, but I got these beautiful oranges and reds and pinks and bright blues. Oh, it's going to be lovely. All right, and now I'm going to do green because I don't necessarily, I can mix green, but I really like to just have the convenience of having green. And I usually pick This is Hooker's green. I like the blue that comes with the Hooker's green. Sap green is a bit more yellow, and depending on the green, I can always add yellow or I can add blue, but I'm more of a deep green, go to the deep green, and so that's what I do. And then I love dioxazine purple, but I also really love cobalt violet, so I thought a cobalt violet would be a good choice. And then within all of this, I am going to be able to just sit with my watercolors and paint. Maybe I'll be nature journaling, or maybe I will be doing something, just a mindful watercolor activity. But there we go. Now I have a nice little palette, and I believe if I wanted to, I could add one more here, and I might add, I don't always love using sepia or like burnt umber, but I do enjoy having a brown ready to go in a palette. So I'm going to find one more pan and put it right in there. Now what I could do is swatch them. I don't think I will actually. I'm going to let them just kind of dry, and then I'll have this perfect little travel palette ready to go with me wherever, and I foresee this being a really good palette for the summer. So yay, I'm off to greatness. And I wanted to share one more tip. I found this really old tin. It came from my grandma's, but I just thought this was so fun and so vintage, and it reminds me of my grandma, so why not use it, right? So you just need to find little tins. They're all over the place if you find them. I see a lot of them in like brass armadillos or other antique stores, and you might have to pay a couple bucks more, but different than Altoids. But when I'm out, I also have I'm still using these, but we went on a trip and I got this tin from the resort that we were staying at. And so there's still some tins, but this will make for a really nice palette too. So I thought, well, maybe this would be like a summer fun, like very eclectic color palette with oranges and blues. And maybe this one is more vintage, so I have more of the softer, maybe pastel colors. I don't know. But anyways, I collect tins for this purpose. And then when I'm ready to make a palette, I have the means to do it. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. As always, if you need any questions answered, I'm here. Ask away. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel or like this video if this was very helpful for you. Thanks so much for watching. Get your fingers, inked up, pigmented up, and we will talk to you soon. Bye!